industrial design, mechanical engineering, and product innovation. Arçelik BAU is not both here. Maybe you do not want to advertise the brand name, but
it's okay. Okay, it's over 30 years. It's all right.
I know him from Arçelik BAU, the leader of the design team. He has led one of the most creative and award-winning design teams in the global home appliance industry, uniting design, technology, and strategy to deliver lasting impact. He pioneered agile, human-centric, and Gen AI creativity, strengthened brand identity, and fostered collaboration across disciplines. His leadership has shaped products and experiences that are emotionally engaging and technologically advanced. Mr. Avcı believes true innovation arises where simplicity meets intelligence and technology. He views design as an evolving dialogue between human intuition and emerging technologies as a continuous exploration of how empathy, curiosity, sustainability, and imagination can transform everyday life into a more meaningful and conscious experience. Thank you for sharing your time here in advance, and the stage is yours.
All right, thank you. This is very good. Okay. First of all, Elçin, thank you for the invitation. I mean, this is an honor to be here, and it's just created to share ideas, actually, because I will try to explain something, and towards the end, I prefer to have questions so that we can maybe iterate furthermore what we can do. So I will be talking about generative AI, actually. I mean, in general, generative AI, and I call it partners in imagination, because we're thinking generative AI not as a tool, but as a discussion partner, design discussion partner. So I will be talking about that. So I will start with this question. What if your brainstorming partner never sleeps, never judges if you don't want, if you want, it can judge, and learns from your guide and training, but still have hundreds of ideas whenever you ask? This is interesting, right? I will be focusing on industrial design. So I will put this industrial design definition of World Design Organization. And design is actually driving innovation, business success. Business success is very important because it is the driver of the circulation of design and leads better quality of life. But doing what? Doing innovative products, systems, services, and designing new experiences. The definition in BAU is exactly the same. But it says the application areas of industrial design is where would you be able to work, or what you will be able to work afterwards in order to arrange this goal. Product design, system design, service design, and experience design. So this is what you're going to do in the end. Shortly about me, as Elçin explained, but just a brief story about my biography. I'm from Kadıköy City in Asian side of Istanbul. Actually, I'm an aeronautical engineer, and I study economics in US, and then I started to work with Archie in the in different departments, in dishwasher, in washing machine. I just separated from Arçelik for a while and just moved to Dubai. I established my own company, come back, become the mechanical design manager for TV industry, and moved to industrial design in 2009. And since then, 2025 March, I am retired as an executive industrial design director for BAU. I mean, this is the brief story, but thinking about the strong deviation of life through the digital change, in the last 5-10 years of my career, I was trying to just get information about how digital world is affecting our life, how data has to be used in business. In time, it just turned out to be AI, how it affects our life and business goals. This is very critical. And last course that I had taken was from BAU. It was the integration of how AI and design thinking process come together. Because everybody just uses AI, and how it has been used is quite critical. So I will start talking about how product design is handled in an organization, first of all. This is very important. There are business targets, and there are some costs for that one, which is considered. There are some technical constraints if you want to just do some products. And of course, you're not the only one doing that. There's competition. That's one side of the picture. The other side of the picture about the products being usable. How is the empathy that you just established? And how is your target user, to whom you're doing this product? And how is your target of satisfaction for the user? So the organization is trying to match those in a certain center, merge them together to create a product. Okay, this is very critical. And this is always how the process of product design goes in the organization. In general, how it goes, it is the main structure of International Design Foundation organization. You probably know Dan Brown. Is the product desirable? It starts from here. What do people desire? And if you do that, is it possible to make it technically? And you are talking about an industrial design. You remember business success. Does the company profit out of that? So the goal is just merging all them together in the center. This is how the design process goes, just collaborating with different departments. This is the goal. Design management in every organization, in terms of brand and perception, this is quite critical. It's a bit different than this picture. There are brand values and product specifications, whatever you want to do. Okay, those are specifications. And this is one side of the picture. On the other side of the picture, we have sustainable perception. That's partly related to brand perception. How brand perceives sustainability, because that is just the infrastructure of whatever you want to build. And of course, we were talking about empathy, satisfaction, and target user. So what does user want? What is the desire of the user? There are some things they can say. There are some things you have to observe. They cannot say, but they just mean it. You can just observe and feel it. And of course, there is technology and trends. How technology evolves just opens the roads for you. And to do your goal, you are designing products and experiences. Is that so? No. I mean, you are creating a value that user wants and user just desires. And through that, you can maybe create new technological trends on top of it. This whole picture is actually creating a story, and through that story, user believes that and trusts. So this is how it goes in the organization. So now let's jump, keep in this mind, in the bucket. And on the other side, generative AI, in the last almost 10 years, it has been iterated, and since 2023, through ChatGPT, it's more popular right now, and it's evolving in a logarithmic curve. So if there is a function creating data, that function with a trained generative AI system can create new output. And this is how it goes, and comes back, and it is a new data. So this is how the generative AI is creating data. It is the same in an organization. If you have a product design archive in the company organization, if you have a design ecosystem, I try to call it ecosystem because it is not only one tool or one software or one system that you can trust. I mean, everybody knows that. It keeps evolving. version 1, 2, 3, it just dissolves and there's a new tool. And recently, right now, I mean, the statistical observations say every month there's a new tool for AI. So you cannot say there's only one system. So the mindset has to just think it as an ecosystem. And the augmentation process for a design process evaluation is functional, aesthetic, and psychological. So those are the things. In the functional, there are user needs and goals and how it flows. In aesthetically, it has to be harmonic. There has to be a composition and ratio. And the psychological effect is critical. You design a product to touch the feelings of the user. This is very critical. I mean, that will create the trust. If you can touch the feelings, then there's a better connection to the product or experience that you create. I just have some information about different things coming from the company Nordify. With Nordify, when we started the BECO Design AI ecosystem, we were trying to look for who is giving a training for a creative system like a Gen AI to establish our own trained generative AI system. So Nordify is a Danish company, and they are providing technical training how to just iterate different tools. And I get some pictures from their previous presentations in order to share with you, because they are keeping up to date always in every month. Okay. And they are just giving this information like infinite and rapidly evolving opportunities. There's text to text, text to image, text to video, text to music, and text to BMI, building information language systems, text to code, and text to podcast. Who knows all together? We know, I mean, if you just upload your data, it's possible to create a podcast. I will say about that later. And do that, on top of this picture, we are living in this, but you don't mention it always. Design thinking process. It's a kind of iteration. For a designer, you are inspired from something, you create ideas and you diverge to a point, then just make it a product and converge to a point, and that ideation just goes on and on. It's like an iteration, goes diverge again and converts to a product in the end in terms of implementation. This is how we think as a designer. So how we can involve these things in generative AI process? We just put it in a different way. I mean, understand, define, ideate, prototype, and test. In each stage, you have different functionalities that you can do with Gen AI. And especially on this define, ideate, and prototype test stage, the speed of iteration and the augmentation that Gen AI can provide is great. I mean, everybody is just talking about that, and it's evolving, especially if you can train. I will talk about that later on. That's for design thinking. What about product design? Product design steps is design briefing you have, benchmark and research, create some visuals, sketching ideation and practicing design ideation, 3D modeling, rendering, presentation, modeling. So what do we gain? Other than augmentation of that's created, faster briefing and cleaner directions. If you just think about the briefing, just if you have a chance to discuss the briefing with rationals, outcomes, and inputs with a Gen AI system, you can make it more clear. For benchmarking, you can accelerate and search for different dimensions. And it's valid for everything, actually. You're saving a lot of time, like about 30 to 60% as of today. It's evolving and increasing as well. For the product design, if you're thinking that, so these things that you're using as softwares shouldn't be considered as a tool, because you keep working with rationals with them. So you can consider them as a partner. Think about those as a design discussion partner that you can each step of defining, iterating, and idea generation, you can iterate rationals and you can build up on top of the idea. This is quite critical. Why discussion partner? Because discussion partner and thinking through design with a partner and discussing it just becomes as important as the outcome. So critical thinking improves, iterative development, idea, mindset improves, collaborative learning. This is very important. Collaboration is going to be a core in the center, and metacognition. Metacognition, how many of you know what metacognition is? It is the ability of human to understand how his learning structure is, how his thinking, his or her thinking structure is, and be able to just iterate on that to improve it. So you understand how is your cognition, and you can improve it with the different tools. So any kind of generative AI system, if you manage properly, it can improve your learning style. Okay? So attractive capabilities of Gen AI as of today, I say as of today, ideation, brainstorming, scenario exploration, concept refinement, visual storyboarding, and text image code generation, and more. Video generation, I didn't put it here. So the real mindset shift is about thinking generative AI systems as a composition, as a conversational partner. I mentioned video course about AI in design thinking process. Okay, within that one, that was one of the features how to just visualize the collaboration. There's human side, human strengths, empathy, emotional understanding, creativity, innovation, intuition, and consciousness. You have these to evaluate and rational. And on the AI strengths are speed, consistency, broad and various perspectives, because you just upload the data and it can put ratios on top of them, and it can multitask, text, sketch, video, talking, whatever you want. So there's a good collaboration potential in between. And those two sides are just coming closer day by day to each other. So the collaboration potential is increasing actually. Thinking about AI in the early ideation. Sketch something, and at this stage, in seconds, you can iterate different versions of it with different materials, and you can just go up to the sketch to just add something on top of it. Think about the time that you spent in order to come to that level. It's on your window in few steps. So Gen AI as a partner actually is a dialogue, not one-line command, because you ask why and how, and it can just reply to you. You can share the content, because with the memory, which is recently embedded to the AI systems, it can remember your brief, remember the constraints. It can just put a material, play, and brand language, prior users, prior implementations, and just using all that information, it can build up. Reasoning over constraints is sometimes biased in human mind. But I mean, if you give the data, the reasoning comes very strong in front of you that you can discuss, even be able to change your idea because of those facts that you just uploaded. And multimodal understanding of sketch, text, video, whatever you load. So, I mean, you can consider it's a very strong partner. So, as a partner, it's not a replacement of a designer. It's like augmenting whatever you can do, and works best in the open-ended discussion. So, whatever you ask, you keep asking and iterating, and you will see that the results get improved, and the quality of the results will improve as well. And the future of design, thinking about the collaboration potential with different branches, it's very important because it's expanding the horizon of the designer. You can see much further, much earlier. Okay? And with all that picture, I consider design as a dialogue. It has to be a dialogue in order to improve it. And with GenAI, it's possible to expand who's in the room because you upload a lot of data. Those are some visual representations that I just take from Norify again. This was the current workflow of design. A lot of iterations, design options, and through those options, step by step, you eliminate. And the new style is you have design options, you discuss the parameters, first of all, and then AI assists with you a lot of parameters that you can choose in between, and performance details and actions, and you can do the final much earlier. And implementing GenAI in the studio is a critical step as well. What it does, because in the studio environment, designers come and talk with each other. So it was encouraging the creative expansion, definitely, because there will be more ideas much faster and no fear of failure. You just try and keep trying, and you can choose the best of it. And reflective design thinking is very important because critical thinking will improve, and it can change your first direction through the information and rationals that is iterated by that. And normalize the ethical awareness, because everybody's talking about the ethical side of the AI. But I mean, authorship, originality, and bias can be upfront. In the very beginning, can be just in the game. And strengthen team dialogue and future-proof design and mindset. This is very important because in the studio, if you can embed, in the school as well, if you can embed this kind of mindset change, it will prepare the designers and the team creative roles for the creative roles with technical fluency. And this is the new design methodology. Client's brief comes, AI component just helps you to assist brief keywords and design vocabulary that you have. This is the human component. You're guiding the direction, and how to communicate with AI system is a question. How to write a prompt, through which prompt, what is going to be the result? Why do you write this prompt? Even you can discuss prompt structure with a Gen AI system. And then AI component, creativity, idea exploration, detail refinement, and in the end, video animation. I will show something about that. So emerging design practices, as I showed in the previous example, defining parameters. AI will assist to define a lot of alternatives, and performance decision is given by the designer. So designer happens to be like creating, but actually curating. Like creator, they have the potential right now. And the final decision is made by the designer for sure. And this was how I just structured it for product design in an organization. Again, I mean, I just come to the beginning stage. So design briefing, we have benchmark, sketching, ideation, 3D modeling, rendering, presentation, and there will be a design decision here. Then we make a mock-up and presentation as a video in order to just present what we thought as a product, where it is just positioned and how the people is going to use that. And with AI, it just comes to this level. And this was the data for last year. We were saving around 30%, but the speed of every tool is increasing. And today it's around 40%, 50%, and it will improve much further. And we're not talking about the augmentation of the output. We're talking about the time. Some examples. Just with a prompt, you can create lots of alternatives for a coffee machine. And among them, you can choose one of them. And with that, you can play different textures immediately, in seconds. And for example, who knows Flora AI? Just get it and try to demo and use it, because it's a kind of new mindset of creating a workbench with the AI tool set. And that tool set improves day by day. So it's creating a workbench you start with an idea, and you start with an idea to create, for example, ring. Create different characters or different design styles. Choose one of the styles and go through the process to eliminate the presentation, how it looks in hand, and different presentations, and go up to the video level. In each stage, those are boxes that are connected actually. And in each box, when you want to just make a move to the other one to do something, it can be a text, it can be an option, it can be an image creation, it can be a video creation, and it lets you choose which mathematical model as a Gen AI you can use. There are lots of models, and there are tools like that one. BAU is another tool, and some workbench tools are creating that kind of opportunity because it's visual in front of you. And you can create an image, you can just see immediately how it looks in the hand, and you can create a video out of that in like about half an hour. So I will give two different examples from architecture, as this is an architectural being as well. Because Nordify, the just founders of Nordify are architects. Okay, so most of the tools, the AI tools, has been used in architecture, and this is one of the tools they are using recently, agents. In ChatGPT-5, there's an agent mode. So here I will show the real-time output. They will just give a map and ask the opportunity of creating a construction or a building in a region. And what are the opportunities that we can see over there? Give us a list and how our company can get profit out of that, because the data as an agent knows what the company Nordify is, what they can do, what they can offer as a service. But the system has, as a design discussion partner, as an agent, to propose different solutions for that. So take a look at the map and just defining what they want about the region and how they think about creating an establishment in that special map zone area. So it's searching for that one. It's a real time. Creating data from different resources. And create a list of potentials that they have to consider. Now, those are the potentials about this map and potential opportunities. And how Nordify can benefit out of that. What our company have to do that about that. So that's a list of the things they can offer. So not everything is correct, but I mean, just discussing this in seconds is critical. I mean, you're saving so much time in searching and creating ideas because of the data. But as I said in the beginning, it's fed up with data about what the company is, what they can do, what is the opportunity. So it comes up like that. That's another tool, Blueprints AI. So you define a region, and in the region, you define a house. And it creates the plan of a house. And you say, okay, this room is too small, expand it and create another option for me. You can still edit that. It's a proposal coming from the system. And you will see how it goes. And let them create the second floor and create all the building information material for the design. This is what you do as an architect, actually, but I mean, just practicing those kind of details, you have a lot of options that you in front of you, and you choose the best of it. And in the end, it just creates building information material completely with drawings, cut sections, and side views, front views, top views, and details in the house as well. And then prepare a file and ask you in which format do you want this data. That's it. I was in Dubai in AWS conference talking about how we approach the design ecosystem last year in November. What they said, generative AI is fed with the data that is generative AI that knows your business and your customer much better because it's the training. So your data, whatever you just upload, is going to be the differentiator. And human AI is human plus AI design approach is elements of the surprise coming from the AI system, and your data is uploaded to that one, and AI processes the data. I just mentioned this in the very beginning, how the data flows in the AI systems. So it's called, I mean, the reason I just put that one is we had just chosen Stable Diffusion as an AI tool for back then. The reason was it was able to just train the system with LoRa. LoRa is a low-rank adaptation. It's a mathematical process, actually. It's a neural network that is working for the Gen AI system. You're adding new layers to that one that will be the attention and focus for the Gen AI system to create subjects like facial expressions, like poses, like objects and environments, or like styles, visual aesthetic styles, design styles, art styles, whatever you want to just add. Your taste for design, you can add that one. And through LoRa training, you can have fine-tuned model which best works for you. I will show you how it works. Think about the design style models that you have. These data, visual data, is from the BAU AI design system that we had started to create. It will continue, I'm sure. Design style model and the product model can be uploaded as a training for the system. And just with the prompt, if you define coffee machine on these purposes, like the previous comment that I had given, think about this is the coffee machine, various models. But with your training, if you train with your taste and perception of style, aesthetics, minimalism, and material, whatever, and the coffee machine is changed. So with your training, the data that you get out of it is radically changing. One other comment that we had given for a speaker, and you can just create one thing and play with different variations of how the coffee system works. For small domestic appliances, you can work the details you can just play with. Probably Gizem had just given these images before. From sketch to image, you can create a lot of options. So your sketch is going to be the data that you share, and it will build up on that data. After you create an object, it's possible for a designer, for an industrial designer, after you create a product, just presenting and explaining the story about that, you spend a lot of time to just visualize it in a selected environment. So it speeds up this process radically. And you can even just create a model and create an image, just visualize the lightning on this product with respect to this image. You can do that as well. You can try different materials. Back then, we were doing it with Adobe. Right now, like, Banana, there are a lot of tools that you can change different implementations. Who knows Viscom? Good, at least there are some guys who are wondering about that. Viscom has been established by industrial designers. All the founders of Viscom are industrial designers. When we started, we just got in touch with them, and we were trying to just establish our own fine-tuned system. And it's a lot of investment, actually, but I mean, they involved a lot. Creating a 3D model with a mood board, you can create different options. And I was talking about Flora workbench that you can create design process. Viscom has a workbench model as well. You just create with an idea and connecting all the details and options you can create. Everything is in front of you. Like, instead of just working lots of pages, you just work it on the screen. implementation of textures on the surfaces, and Gemini, banana, you know this product, just giving a scene, giving a product, just replacing that in the image. Those kind of implementations are very quick and very precise as of today. And even there are tools today, we were talking about that, creating a 3D model out of an image. That speeds up your process a lot. Of course, there will be a study as a complete design study for this one to create it in NURBS. CAD modeling is needed. But I mean, imagining this one in different implementation zones and applying different textures is possible. So, what are the future possibilities? We were talking about these to be agents. Agentive design partners is going to be the future for sure. Long-term creative memory, with respect to what is loaded to the system will be able to just remember and put rationals on top of that in order to just go to the next step. And design with AI human collaboration is going to be the future of design process for sure. Is that so? There are challenges and limitations. Still, there are challenges like hallucinations, copyright and intellectual property, and bias starter. There are options how you can manage those. And those are research areas as of today for AI. For every AI that I had mentioned, like text to text, text to image, text to voice, image to video, whatever. I mean, there is an option for each of them. And of course, ethics and co-authorship is the critical point of it. Who owns the data? Transparency in co-creation is very important. I mean, you should be able to just explain that you worked and created this idea and evolve it in that manner and be able to just understand how it evolves through that process. You have to be open. That's the new mindset. Just hiding it is something, but I mean, just working together in collaboration to create and come to a stage is some other work style. So, as a partner, as I said, not a replacement, open-ended and open feedback-rich environment. You can just feedback, and the future of the design is going to be collaborative for sure. Classic organizational chart was like hierarchical. And now with the agents within the organization, it will be like a new AI organizational system because those will be always ready and accessible with all that updated data. Okay. Who will be the future design professionals? AI specialists, strategic designers, anthropologists, behavioral psychologists, urban psychologists, computational designers, data-driven project managers, human experience designers. Those are the options. And feature new skills. What are the new skills that you have to try to put in your packet? Prompting and orchestration skills. What is the right question? How to communicate with an AI system? Because each has different structures, but the main structures, how to give a prompt, and what kind of data you have to load, is almost the same. So you have to learn it. And critical and ethical thinking. This is, as I said, the new mindset. How to think about it while working with a collaborative environment. How to think about the critical and ethical discussions. So designers will become the ethical filters. AI, as of today, cannot be, but I will explain. And hybrid literacy is very important because you're learning data and systems and how technology works on that one. Most importantly, storytelling and meaning making. So designers have to learn how the stories, sketching something is an asset, definitely is an asset. But being able to understand and tell a story about what you sketch and what's going to be used is very important asset for the future. Okay? why design matters. And strategic and business thinking is very critical as well, because design will drive the value. And you remember in the organization, we were talking about brand values. On the other side, sustainability and user needs. But whole picture is about the story and creating business success. Okay? So design is a dialogue. And as I said, you're expanding the one in the room. So with the framework of design thinking, what is it today and how it evolves? I just estimated like 3 to 5 years, but this is very pessimistic, because 1 to 3 years right now more optimistic. It's running so rapidly. Every 2 weeks we have a new option, new version. Every month we have a new AI tool that is doing something. Okay, so to empathize, today, as of today, AI systems help you persona simulation, insight analysis, and cultural checks because of the data capability, data access capability, and evaluation. But as of future, there will be memory agents that you can use and let them work continuously. Emotional modeling, you can be able to do that in order to just touch to feeling and respecting the cognitive behavior of the human. There will be an emotion modeling possibility with those tools as well. And there will be real empathy systems. And to define pattern detection, problem reframing, and how might we do this, is as of today, those tools are able to do that. But in 1 to 3 years, I said 1, 3, 5, but in 1 to 3 years, code definition, live data mapping, and multi-model input from every sensor. It's like, human sensors. It's working like human sensors. And for ideation, idea generation, cross-domain inspiration, and mood boards, as of today, you can do that. But in the closed future, there will be conversational ideation. And that conversation doesn't have to be written. You will be able to talk with the system. This is critical. This is going to be increasing the perception of design partner, definitely. And value extension and agent teams. There will be teams as different functions apply. As of today, while giving a prompt to a model, mathematical model, you try to, in the form of a prompt, you first define, consider yourself as a professional on the real estate. Okay, I have this problem. So how can you approach that? If you just define that framework, the output that you get out of the AI system is going to be completely different. It will be focused on your problem. And for prototyping, text-to-prototype sketches and UX tools today, and auto-interactive build simulation and CAD models will be out of the study immediately. You have seen that in the Blueprint AI. For architecture, it's possible to do that. By definition of what you want in what region, you can create a plan, and you can create plans of the building, and you can create a complete data in the format that you want. And for predictive testing, semantic feedback, and mock-up, real-time evaluation, virtual twins can be created, and adaptive feedback. Whatever you change, there will be a new feedback. Ethic and bias, we were talking about that. Bias detection, inclusion of the prompts, and transparency are the core issues today. But the research is insisting on ethical auditors, AI auditors, ethical AI auditors, a legal attribution. We can see different implementations in different tools right now. For example, in ChatGPT, before version 5, Sora was on the list of the ChatGPT. But in Europe right now, when you get into ChatGPT 5, you will not see Sora, because legally it's forbidden in Europe to use Sora. You will see those kind of things. AI checks will be done as well. So, Future Creative Studio. As of today, there are special tools for each system. And those are improving, like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Perplexity, Flux, Stable Diffusion, Sora, blah, blah. And unified model agents like text, image, video interaction will come up. And the holistic design agent, like a junior level, will get into the studio, but soon, with the information you upload and the responsibility you load to the agent, it will be the senior team member. That's going to be how this future of the creative studio is. So this is a study in 2024 by MIT, the efficiency. Internet just created like about 15% efficiency, productivity, and steam power back then 25%, electricity like about 40%, but generative AI 2024 created like about 50% increase in efficiency and productivity. As of today, it's like about 70%. This number. So, if AI designers faster and cheaper, it will not just raise designers, it will liberate designers. Because move to execution, to leadership, creators of meaning. You will be creating the meaning of what is being done, and ethics is going to be a very important part of it. So you will be the stewards of the ethics, and you will be the storytellers for the culture. Okay? So use it. Do not hesitate. I mean, upskill your packets. Learn as much as possible. Understand what can't be automated in 5 years. I mean, this is just discussable because 5 can be 3 or 1 very fast. And CAI, not as a tool, but as a co-worker. And I will just end up with this one. What will be the meaning of design with intelligence? Tools are very new right now, but they are evolving. How to use them, how you use them, how you guide them, how you teach them, how you communicate with them, because you learn the communication style as well. And what you choose to design together is going to be the differentiator. And take them as partners, because this is going to be the new creative evolution of the designers. Okay? Any questions? Too much data? No questions. It was so clear.
What was the AI that you said for
Can you just increase the sound?
the AI agent that was for ChatGPT?
What again?
One AI agent you said about like for ChatGPT. Was it like modified?
Modify? No. I mean,
One AI agent for ChatGPT.
it was an option in ChatGPT 5. There are options, and if you choose the agent mode in ChatGPT, you can work like that. The first time I liked Notebook LM, for example, it's similar to that one. In Notebook LM, it started like 50, right now it's about 100. You can upload about 100 documents. Doesn't matter, text, voice, video, whatever you want. I mean, in the different formats. You upload that data, it just summarizes that data, first of all, and think about that. You upload all that information to somebody, okay, and he knows everything about that. You don't have to chance the structural system of your brain to remember everything, but it remembers everything. So you can start discussing with that, okay? So try that. You will see, and you will be surprised. Because, I mean, it has so much to go to the next step. Any other? Please.
I have two questions actually. One is for our students.
Yeah.
You mentioned about the value creation,
Sure.
and that is most important part of design process. We have students here from different levels, from first level, second, third, and fourth level. Even in the fourth level of class, our students have some problems of creating that meaning? Because sometimes they are very much focused on what they are going to design as a product. But what is important, as you mentioned in your presentation, is that value creation is the core of that process.
Journey.
That they have to create a benefit for
Yourself. Yeah.
I'm thinking about the tools of AI. How can they ask the right question to develop the scenario or the meaning that they want to create?
How can they ask?
How can they learn what to ask?
What to ask?
Yes.
Even it is possible to just discuss this with an AI system. Okay, because it's just working with rationals, as I said. For example, you can use that kind of thing for notebook LM. That's in the background is Gemini. And you can just upload information about to whom you're designing, what is the problem that you're trying to solve, okay? And what kind of solution do you want? You can upload that one. And where it's going to be used. Think about, I mean, how we just iterate on the design thinking process. You inspire from something and try to solve a problem. And through the solution, with the iteration, you can define the experience or the shape of the product, right? And it's usually dependent on the functionality of the product, where it's going to be used, the shape is defined according to that one. But uploading that information to the system, you can ask the right questions. What this is going to change in the user perception and how they will perceive it. So, I mean, just thinking this process to iterate that with the AI system is also a practice. So they can try that one. I mean, they don't have to just know everything, right? So they can iterate that one, and with that information, they can decide what to ask, what to define on top of that information. In the ethics, I had just put it over there. I had just included over there. Never use the output of an AI system as is. It has to be your touch and using that information. Because that's the purpose of it. That kind of iteration. I mean, ask a question, it gives an answer, just put that answer as an answer. No. Ask a question to iterate the idea. And it's the same thing for what you ask, actually. I mean, what's going to be the benefit for the user? What's going to be the story that I have to tell to provide that benefit to the user? So getting all that information step by step, and as it is a structural thinking system, it can just give you phases to think and points to touch. And with all that information, you can create your story. It can even give you a draft story that you can just work on that. But I mean, never use that one as is, because it's not including your complete authenticity and feeling embedded to the text or the image. It's the same thing.
My second question is for me and for my colleagues, because we see that we urgently need to develop a strategy to immerse the tools of AI to our program.
Sure.
What do the corporations expect from the graduate industrial design designers by means of the capabilities of AI usage?
Sure. This is very important. I mean, we were talking just before the event. If design, you all know probably in Germany, they have created the educational organization, the academy. And as of today, one of the topics they are discussing is designing the design education. Because definitely this is an alternative and benefit to use those kind of tools. And how to use them, how to communicate with those AI systems, and how to integrate them. Because it is not use this tool or that tool. I said we had used Stable Diffusion. Back then, that was the tool that we can train and inject our taste
inject our design data that we can have an outcome in the end, which is going to be like a family of what we just designed, can be the iteration of that one. But it's always evolving. Yeah, stable diffusion is evolving today, but I mean, like stable diffusion, many tools can be trained today, like LLM and diffusion models. I mean, LLM is large language model, diffusion models are usually image generating models in mathematical sense, but both can be trained, okay? And so, as I said, it shouldn't be this or that tool, but it should be the mindset to work those kind of tools that you can iterate your ideas. I mean, we talk about design thinking process, like define ideas and iterate. So in all steps, you have definitely uploaded, upgraded tools right now, day by day. So how to work with them is your framework, how to study with them, okay? So it's better to just, for the students, teach these methods rather than tools, actually. But of course, in order to do that, I just asked a question like Flora, I got a question like Notebook LM. Those are the tools today that you can practice and learn how it evolves. And you will see, I mean, like Kling for video generation, try that one. BAU for your video generation, try that one. And you can embed, you just create something and visualize a video out of that. Because as you are able to do that, you will see that your thinking method is going to change. Because you are able to do that in a very short time. You don't like it, you turn back and you iterate. But I mean, if you don't do that, I mean, you will be left behind. You were asking this question, who will, I mean, the organizations will be looking for whom? The organizations will be looking for the designers, or in general, the people who are able to integrate AI systems in their processes. Everybody's talking that one. It's like a frame sentence today. AI is not going to replace you. The ones who will be able to use the AI is going to replace you. Definitely, yes. Okay. Any other? You will have my contact, by the way. I mean, if you arise any questions afterwards, after you consume this data, and just match it with whatever you are doing, you can ask later on as well. I will try to answer. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Inspiring talk.
Ben bunu çıkartıyorum direkt. Yoksa şeyden mi çıkayım, eventten mi?
I have something to tell you and give you.